Yes!
Get ready to hear me sing.
Damn it! No!
Hey there, I'm Kelly Rockin' CK, and this is your update for February 27th, 2015. The dead return for some episodic adventure in Resident Evil Revelations 2, and the Dark Knight gets a little darker. But first, Will Smith trains us to focus on that ass on this week's On the Big Screen. You a fan of Will Smith? How about Will Smith, consummate con artist? In Focus, Will Smith plays Nicky, a con man among con men, who takes in the young and beautiful Jess Barnett, played by Margot Robbie, as his apprentice and lover. However, things get a little too intimate for Nicky as he cuts ties. Now, 3 years later, Nicky and Jess have run into each other, working on the same mark. Tension thrown high as the two try to deal with latent feelings while also staying 2 steps ahead. Speaking of bringing back old romances, back from the dead, Lazarus Effect is your classic let's bring dead things back to life because nothing ever goes wrong story. A group of researchers have figured out how to raise the dead with their new wonder drug. However, one of the team dies in a tragic lab accident and the user is part of a drug trial. Naturally, she comes back not quite the same. And now armed with paranormal abilities, she's on a killing rampage. You'd think these scientists would have learned by now. Tisk tisk. That's it for movies. Let's hit up the game drop. Set between the events of Resident Evil 5 and 6, Resident Evil Revelations 2, Episode 1 follows Claire Redfield and Moira, daughter of Barry, Jill Sandwich Burton, as they fight bioterrorism for a group called TerraSafe. After being kidnapped, they're taken to an island where people are being used for experiments. This survival horror game is set to release each of its episodes once a week starting this week. Download it on all home consoles, PC, and PS Vita for $5 per episode.
What the hell is that thing? This island is completely crazy. Where's Moira?
The 15th installment in the Dragon Ball Z fighting franchise, Dragonball XenoVerse, revolves around 2 villains named Tawa and Mira altering history, and Time Patrol Trunks summoning a hero, the player, aided by Shenron, as the hero attempts to restore the timeline. The game includes 47 playable characters and destructible environments where fighters can free roam. You can also apprentice for any character from any of the Dragon Ball series to equip over 200 special moves. The game is out for current and last-gen consoles and PC for $59.99.
A clock that once had stopped will start to tick again.
Another day, another Dynasty Warriors 8 expansion. Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires brings you back to the same hack and slash action that you know and love, but this time it focuses more on the strategical and tactical battle system. The game allows players to modify their forces' flags, horses, and soldiers, and features large-scale stratagems. It even features a marriage system, allowing players to get married and have children. All is fair in love and war. Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires is out for PS3 and current-gen consoles for $49.99. That's it for games. Let's dive right into this week's News Bites. Holy fucking hell, Batman! The ESRB has rated Arkham Knight the finale to the critically acclaimed superhero game franchise M for Mature. The previous games were T for Teen, so what does this mean for Batman Arkham Knight? In an interview with IGN, game director Sefton Hill said, "From our point of view, we never wrote it or made it with a rating in mind. We never did that in the previous 2 games. We just felt that this is a story that we really wanted to tell. In terms of creating the story, with such strong characters, sometimes they lead you in interesting directions." Later, he explained that it's a shame younger fans will miss out on the experience, but Rocksteady isn't watering it down for the mass market, thus jeopardizing the story they wanted to tell. Good on you, Mr. Hill. Read the rest of the interview by checking the description below. Speaking of Arkham Knight, we also got this new trailer giving us our first current-gen look at Firefly, Riddler, and Poison Ivy.
Batman will be worth nothing at all.
Prepare for resurgence in the rhythm and music games. That's right, after an oversaturated market and a long-needed hiatus, there's a rumbling that Guitar Hero and Rock Band might make a return. Sources at Kotaku said that Guitar Hero might be announced at E3, while last week's Bloomberg reports that new Rock Band was in the works. Both reportedly will be released on both Xbox One and PS4. Time to relive the glory days. Shake it up, shake it up, shake it up.
I'm worth $1 million in prizes. I'm sick of sleeping.
Speaking of addicting songs, everything is awesome because Oscar snub Lego Movie is getting a sequel. Making his feature debut, Rob Schrab, whose previous work includes Community and the Mindy Project, is set to helm the Lego Movie sequel. Yep, that's the name. Original director and writers Phil Lord and Christopher Miller will be back as writers. But keep your blocks in your pants, boys and gals, as neither Emmett nor his bunk couch will be returning until 2017. Everything is not awesome. Sad face. That's it for this week's update. Are you ready to break more plastic instruments when Rockband and Guitar Hero returns? What could have possibly made Arkham Knight M-rated? Let us know in the comments below. As usual, click the subscribe button and follow us on Twitter. Until then, everything is awesome! Everything is cool when you're part of the team!